Domination University.
So, punk rock space talk, huh?
Say that again?
Punk rock space talk?
Yeah.
Just embellish on that. Well, I'd say, space, it's something we often think about, but do we really think about it? Something absolutely and completely bigger than us collectively as a whole. And I think the simple fact that we're here and that we're existing is the most punk rock thing of all. The simple fact that humanity, will start out as an organism, because we don't know what's necessarily going on in other parts of the universe. We have ideas, but we know for a fact that here on Earth, there was an organism, and it's highly, talked about how it started, but all that we do know is that it has morphed into this, being that has encapsulated the Earth. And what's more punk rock than that? Something that evolves on its own, learns from others, and blazes its own trail. When you take it and start putting it towards looking upward and trying to gain perspective on what else is out there, what can we really do other than ask more questions and question what it is we know, which to me is the basis of punk rock, is questioning what you know and trying to find more answers, trying to find reason. This is why, I'm excited that more people that I know that are involved in the music scene that I've grown to love and have clearly taken up most of my time with in my adult years are starting to finally come around and talk about, and it's something that's talked about over coffee, over beers, over cigarettes, over smoking a bowl. And that's how every great evolution starts, is by people asking questions. And that's one of the things, it's one of the basic tenements of punk rock, is not being, you know, stuck on and accepting of what is. You're constantly trying to figure out why and how. It's punk rock by nature is naturally inquisitive, as are scientists. You talk to any scientist and they'll tell you if they're, researching something, if they're looking into something, they're not looking to try and prove it. They're looking to try and disprove it. And that, to me, in a nutshell, there is nothing more punk rock than coming up with an idea and trying to rip it apart. Is this any different than trying to make a fucking punk house work? You've got a bunch of people who don't have jobs but somehow are able to scrape together a certain amount of money to live. The same can be said for the universe, and the simple fact that we're here and we know that there are things out there and we want to explore them, and now we're technologically coming amongst the means with which to go out and do that. And what I think we owe it to the people on the front of this is to be inquisitive and be involved. Be interested. It's all it takes is for enough people to ask questions and demand answers. That in and of itself is going to lead to an exchange of information that propels our existence. It's going to propel human society. I mean, do you really want to be stuck with just what you see in front of you here on Earth? There's so much to be had and so much to be gained in simply just asking questions. And that's where it starts on a basis level, is you have to start asking questions and questioning everything around you. And that's what brings it back to why astronomy and astrophysics are the punk rock of sciences. It's that in and of itself should make you excited. The same feeling when you got to go to your first punk show. Like, maybe you didn't even know what you were getting into, but all of a sudden you were there and these people were flying around and this music was fast and it was loud and all these people had smiles on your faces and you were a little bit caught off guard. but it was chaos, but in the same sense, there was order. And science is very much like this. You just have to immerse yourself in enough of it to where it doesn't feel like you're doing anything out of the ordinary. All you're doing is being a curious human being, asking why I'm here on this rock and what else is out there. All right, I don't know. Is that a good?
Great.
Is that a good 5-minute rant?
That's a great 5-minute rant, actually.